I don't know. We found our leopard. Now, which leopard is it? Hello, my girl. Hey. Nice to see you. This is amazing. What an awesome surprise. So, madam, you've been the one that's been calling all morning. Yes, I cannot tell you what an awesome feeling that is. Having desperately sought this leopard all day. We finally caught up with her. It was Karula, right? It looked like Karula. I'll have to have another view of her face. I'm just so caught up in the excitement of finding her that I barely even glanced properly at which one it was. Sure. Finally. Right, let's catch up with her because she's calling regularly now. Let's try to, anyway. We're going to have to go back through this series of trees. And back once again. Yes. Well done to VM, who spotted her, admittedly as she was about to scent mark our vehicle. And we were that close. And I nearly went off in the wrong direction. I very nearly did. I was about to go back and check that carcass of the buffalo, but she's going in the opposite direction. Let us go and catch up with this leopard. Hopefully she calls again. And generally there's a slightly longer interval between females calling and male leopards calling. So the males tend to call more regularly. The females have a slightly longer gap in their intervals. There you go, your catathon, VM, is complete. Well, not complete. The afternoon's not over. She's hungry. She's got quite an empty belly. Where are you off to, Karula? And Djuma has obviously missed a few of the safaris and is concerned about Karula's cub. Of course, Sana, you wanted to know if the boy leopard got hurt by the baboons yesterday. No, he didn't. He's absolutely fine. They were seen that afternoon on the sunset safari, so they are alive and well, both cubs present and accounted for, and both of them at the moment are on Little Gowrie, or at least last we heard. Oh, she might call again. No, she's just scent marking. And this is why post-rain is so beautiful for seeing these big cats, because they've got to go and reinforce their territorial boundaries by urine scent marking, replace all of the smell that's been washed away by the rain, and usually that involves calling as well. But that doesn't mean that if a leopard like Karula, who does have 2 cubs to feed, doesn't mean that if she doesn't spot something, she might not stop and hunt them. Let's keep up with her. Karula can be notoriously tricky when she's moving through an area like this. She does have a tendency to vanish. I love that about her, the fact that she can do that. And there we go. She might even go and pop herself on this termite mound. She seems to be making a beeline straight for it. And the air is filled with the scent of leopard urine, which smells like buttered popcorn to everybody except me. Sometimes I can smell it and sometimes I can't. I don't know what it is. Found a stump. It's okay. Rusty survived. Well done, Rusty. For those of you that have just joined us on these live safaris and are concerned about us driving over trees, just to let you know, we are exceptionally cautious in which trees we drive over. She's going to stop and scent mark again. So we only choose the species that we know are going to pop back up. I'll go into that in a bit later, but look at the stunning afternoon light. She's rubbing her cheek. sniffing the scent marks of other leopards, quite possibly even Tingana. Awesome. Scent marking the fallen marula. And off we go. We spoke earlier about the impact that we have when we drive through an area on the animals. And Juan, you wanted to know, can leopards use the vehicles to their advantage when hunting? And Juan, the answer is yes, they can. They have learnt in certain areas to do that. They're more than comfortable to move through or move right next to a vehicle. Just going to scent mark again. Keeping on the wrong side of the tree. There she goes, scenting, spraying the marula tree with just a little bit of urine. So yes, they can, and they do in certain areas. I think they do it more than we realize, actually. I think that they do see the vehicle as basically another object of cover, like if there was a convenient fallen tree or a termite mound, to observe whatever it is they're looking at. There are, of course, cheetah in certain areas that have been known to jump onto cars to try and use them, particularly in very open areas where they're trying to sneak up on their prey. They've been known to jump up onto cars, look around, and then use the cars as a barrier. I've had Amber Eyes, the lioness, do it to me, but she was using my car to get away from a male lion that was trying to mate with her, and she wasn't interested. So I certainly think that our animals are bright enough to realize that they can use us to their advantage. We try and prevent it as much as possible, though. So it goes back to our policy of not interfering with what's happening, either for the prey or the predator's advantage. So we try and put ourselves in a position where they're not going to use us. So this is right up on the fringes of Karula's territory, her boundary with her daughter's shadow. And that's why she's reinforcing it as much as possible. I'm just stopping here. As you can see, she's walking a well-trodden path. She knows where she's going. She knows which marula trees she's going to go and mark and which guarri bushes she's going to go and mark. And that applies to all of our leopards. And Tracy in the UK, you wanted to know. Oh, goodness. You were just saying it's so wonderful to see Karula again, and I couldn't agree with you more. And you wanted to know if perhaps we know who Karula. Let's try that whole sentence again. Karula finds me terribly dull. She just gave a jolly big yawn. Who Karula's mother is and if she's still around. She's not still around. She was known as Safari, a female leopard with one eye. And with Karula being 12 years old, her mom has at some point passed away. Now, some of our viewers will know exactly when Safari did actually die. I know that there are some amazing photos of, again, fallen marula. Okay, let's keep going, I think. Let's try and get ahead of her, if possible. So, trying to get ahead of Karula is a ridiculous thought, because she doesn't pick one's path and stick to it. Some of our viewers that have been watching for many, many years and following the story of Karula for many years will be more familiar with the story of Safari, the female leopard, and when and where she died and how she died. Hello, girl. This is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. stations. I've located one fuzzy Ingwe. She's now on the western side of Zoe's Road, mobile north, sort of parallel to the road, but about 100 meters into the block. Sorry everybody, just have to make sure that the other vehicles know. You okay there, Liam? Lael, while we follow Karula through the bush, she wants to know if there is a specific path that the leopards will follow. Do they have a specific, how close will they stay to that trail? And it's impossible to say for sure, but they definitely have exact patrol routes. They have trees that they will go and scent mark. If I had to guess, I'd say her next target is either going to be that apple leaf that she's walking towards, or she's on her way to the next fallen marula. Let's see. There's a marula to the left of it that she might go to as well. So whilst the path that they take to get to each marker might be slightly different each time, they will have regular points that they will stop and urinate on. Let's see if she goes to this tree. Thank you. Oh, or not. Okay, I got overly hopeful there that I was going to get proved right. Just goes to show. The other thing that they do is when it's a boundary like this between two females, they will make the same or mark the same places that their rivals do. So this could well be, because I know we see Shadow. Oh, hello. Little lacewing. Yes, bye-bye, little lacewing. Sorry, no time to show you. So when we've seen Shadow here regularly. She stopped, hold on. Body language has changed for a moment. Let's just see what she's after. She's just listening. She's moving into the wind. Standing by, Alex.
Hi, Jamie. Did you get anything further there?
AFM, I've got Karula. She's moving about 100 meters into the block west of Zoe's, but she's moving north. I'll keep you updated. She seems to be going slightly more west now.
All right. Copy. Thank you, Jamie.
What was I talking about? I don't even remember. Sorry. Got distracted. Oh yes, she'll mark on top of the spots that Shadow has marked. Oh, Karula, what is it that you all love, all of you leopards love about this block? Because I don't really love it. But it is fun, and it's always exciting. Tingana loves this spot. Tingana's left me stranded, stuck in this block before. Okay, let's get around her on the other side of this termite mound. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we'll just sit tight here for one moment while I figure my way out of this. Nicole, you wanted to know if Karula is getting ready to hunt. She's definitely going to be looking for food as well as marking her territory. Her belly's empty, she's got those 2 cubs to feed, and she pretty much has to be ready to catch anything at any time. Next, Marula. She still hasn't called yet. Oh, just a short spray, that one. That Marula got short-changed. Amazing the supply of urine that they have. Okay, we need to do this quite quickly, or Karula's going to vanish, as she does. Crystal, sorry VM, you're still on the back. Yay. Crystal, you say Safari was meant to have died in late 2011. Thank you so much for sending that through. My door just came open. Yeah, I'm going to try and catch up with Karula. Let's go across to Taylor, who's got another surprise for you. How beautiful this is. The massive Balanite is towering over Karula. Nikki Austin's a favourite tree, and I think a favourite of many of us on Djuma. She walks beneath a giant of a tree. And we're still with Karula, obviously, as Taylor's made her way towards Cheetah Plains. And this is why Karula is so difficult to track. She'll be walking in one direction the whole time. And she's done a full, not even just a 90-degree turn. She's now done an almost, I would say, 130-degree turn. And not quite going back on herself, but almost. That's why she's one of the most difficult leopards to track out here. Which way are we going to go? Which way? It's the head. Oh, spot on, Marianne. You've done a fantastic job of answering your own question. Well done. Yes, that is indeed why leopards soar. It is to notify other members of the same sex to stay away, and in cases where a female is coming into estrus, to allow members of the opposite sex to find each other in their massive territories. So yes, exactly the same reason why lions roar. Contact calling, oh goodness, so that everybody has an idea of where everybody else is, as a way of keeping track and basically avoiding physical confrontation. She's going to mark this marula. Interestingly enough, though, she has stopped sawing. She hasn't done it since right as we found her, when she sawed next to the vehicle. See the change in body language? She's sniffing, she's walking into the wind. Monique in London, very good question, because so far that has been all she's scent marked. You want to know if she only scent marks Karula trees. Marula trees. It's been a long week. She only scent marks marula trees, not Karula trees. No, she also scent marks guarri bushes and apple leaves. While you were with Taylor, she scent marked an apple leaf tree. So generally the choice for a good scent marking spot is a tree that keeps its leaves regardless all year round and that doesn't often get eaten by animals, hence the guarri bush, or a large marula tree that isn't too large to be pushed over by elephants and is nice and prominent as a landmark. So remember, picture walking from Karula's perspective. Obviously, they know these blocks like we know our own neighborhoods, our suburbs, our streets, our city streets. They know them as well. But it's easy from looking down at that perspective. She's probably less than a meter in height from where her vantage point. She can actually look up towards the larger trees like apple leaves, marula trees. I don't know why that's so difficult to say today. And Balanites trees, the trees that really stick out. And of course, the trees that don't have branches close to the base that they are likely to scratch their bottoms on. Now, which way are we going to go? Where to this time? She is on the lookout for food as well, which is one of the reasons why, just hold on, her body language has changed again. Oh no, it's okay, we can keep going. It's one of the big reasons why she's walking into the wind is to see if she can hunt something at the same time. So whilst our herbivores do it, they walk into the wind, so the wind blowing into their faces so that they don't risk stumbling upon a sleeping predator or a waiting predator. Predators do the same thing so that they can actually sneak up behind something. No, she has spotted something. Now it's just a question, is she going to go for it? No, she's moving out of the monkey orange thickets. So her senses are so much better than ours. She's listening to every nuance of the bush. The slightest rustle of leaves. Waiting for that one little antelope to make one mistake and attract her attention. What a regal stance. All right. As she moves off behind a termite mound, it has indeed been a catathon this afternoon. Let's go and see which spotted surprise Taylor has now. What an exciting choice to have to make between the Queen of Djuma and the two Cheetah brothers on Cheetah Plains. We just had to rush you across to see this incredible view. It is so beautiful. I can't even begin to describe the atmosphere of this evening. It's warm, the colors are stunning, the sky is pink. It is just too beautiful for words. Exciting times as well. There are impala, probably I would say 70 meters away from where she is now, maybe a little bit more. She knows they're there, she has spotted them, and now she's just found herself a termite mound perch so that she can see a little bit further and determine her approach. Our female leopard with cubs like Karula has her work cut out for her, particularly at the age that the cubs are at now. Their hunger is positively insatiable, as we've seen from Hasana's behavior. He just wants to eat all the time, and she's got to provide for them, and it's only her. Their survival is entirely dependent upon her abilities. Imagine what that's like in the way of pressure. It's not just surviving for herself, it's supporting two little ones as well. Here we go, a graceful descent. She's stopped marking her territory now. She seems more focused on dinner. Oh, and a bit sleepy maybe. I spoke too soon. Oh, perfect aim. See how controlled that urine scent mark is. And here she comes. Her usual Karula comfort levels with our vehicles. See her sniffing? She can smell something. The problem with that impala herd is that it comes with a herd of buffalo as well. And they, of course, she would prefer to avoid. She doesn't really want to incite an angry buffalo mob to chase her off a freshly made impala kill, and they will do that. So for now, another scent mark on the knobthorn. Just the tip of the white tail poking out, and off she goes. You can see she's got the tail twitch now. A little sideways movement of the white tip of her tail. So characteristic. Looking up at that. What's up there, girl? That's of interest. Nothing. Love to see the world through their eyes for a day. As Karula goes bit by bit closer towards the impala, let's head back across to the stunning scene on Cheetah Plains. I am so happy that you got to see the cheetah as well. Well, we have an impala skull, but I've just lost Karula. I'm sorry. She's gone into this drainage system off to my right. She slid in there. She just narrowly missed catching a daker. She moved in a little bit too fast. Oh, there she is. I see you, girl. I have no idea how I'm going to keep up with her. She's in there. She's right in the thick of the drainage, and I don't think I can. There's her little tail, white tail just bobbing. There, she's going to pick her way up that way. And gone. There she goes. I think for now, let's just see. I can't cross this drainage. I'm going to have to go all the way around. I think this might be our last view of the Queen. I don't think I can get this vehicle through here without seriously risking damaging it. Also, I think it's time for us to leave Karula to go about her evening hunt. Here's she going. I'm on the wrong side of the drainage line now, and it was hard enough getting onto this side. Let's go over to Taylor. What's happening there?